What's up, people? You're watching a clip from the WRESTHINGS podcast. Make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review. By the Mandem, for the Mandem.
Good on Will for doing that as well, man. I think he said today something along the lines of like he wanted people to stop putting a timestamp on Swerve's reign, innit?
Yeah.
So next, let's talk.
I beg, don't sabotage because my man.
No.
What we're
He had an interesting opinion.
what we're laughing about is I think yesterday, or depending on obviously when this comes out, like the story that came from Fightful was that Will had basically said that it's best for him to lose here so that people don't put a timestamp on Swerve's title reign and stuff like that. And while I think we've all said that's the case and that's good, like, let's get it out the way now sort of thing so we can continue, I don't necessarily think the news story had to come out. Because when you read it, and obviously I'm paraphrasing, I can't lie, there's the element of, is this charity? Is this
That's
like...
that's how I see it.
Like, I know this is how wrestling works, and, you know, people put each other over, and Will is setting a good precedence here, yeah? But... like, it's one of those things for me personally. I'm just like, did we need this to come out? Like, can't that just be the case? And we all know it's the case anyway, and we don't need to read about it.
Well, what about 5 years from now?
It's the same way, yeah. It's the exact same way how on Raw, they're here selling us on Uncle Howdy and all this shit being real and wrestling being real. And then they're telling us, we're going to go behind the curtain and see what happened with The Rock and all these people on YouTube. Fuck off.
The only reason why I don't see it as a charity case is, one, obviously them two like have an actual like even before this ball, you've seen the relationship between them two, and I think for me it's like it's the best. And the opinion Del Boy just had where he's like he finally sees Swerves as him because of this match in it, where it's like okay, like I'm like it's not a thing of like I'm gonna take a pin. It's like no, like you're gonna wrestle me. And people are gonna see you for who. Like you still have to put in work against me.
Yeah.
You still have to do your job against me, and you did. So now people are like, yeah, let's finish the story that we wanted to start, which is the Hangman one, where it's like now people have like soured on like the hey Ospreay needs to win at Wembley thing. The landscape is now clean. I'm doing my thing. You're doing your thing. We're both where we belong. You're the champion.
My question is more so: did the story need to come out? Like I guess we all know this was the case. We all understand how wrestling works.
I just think that's just where we are in wrestling, innit?
I think that's where we are in wrestling. That's the only thing that's kind of knocked me down a peg, because it's like, just like Del Boy said, I came out and I was super high on Swerve. I said, you've beaten my man. You've taken the first scalp, you know, in his record and everything like that. You really now, out of this match, in the main event, celebrating and that, you feel like the AEW world champion. And then I come on the line and read this a couple of days later, and I'm just thinking, it's like, who either leaked this to Fightful or who thought this was a good idea? Like, we're not stupid. We know how wrestling works and it's booked. But now I just feel again like it's like, would Cody come out and say like, oh no, I thought it was a good idea to lose to Roman again? And it's like Roman saying, oh, thanks, mate.
I would have put it past Cody.
I would have put it past Cody.
But this is what I mean. Like, even if he did,
but then it's just like you're speaking from a point where it's like you're protecting the business, right? Keeping kayfabe and stuff.
Just like
I get there's a level to it. For example, say if it came out like 5 years from now, where I don't know, Will Ospreay or Swerve's on like a Chris Van Vliet show, and they're like, "Yo, how did you find that match?"
It's
like,
fine then.
It's fine then.
It's absolutely.
I feel
fine
like
then.
even the WWE, even the WrestleMania documentary, yeah. Do you know what? Do you know? I don't. It's okay.
Don't promote that shit.
I don't think you should promote. Do you know what it should have been on? Do you know what it
telling
should have been
me
on?
Uncle Howdy's
It should have
real.
been on the A&E thing. It shouldn't have been on YouTube for free. And WWE shouldn't have been behind the production like that. They should have been.
Or if you're gonna put it on YouTube, you just drop it.
I wouldn't put it on YouTube. I wouldn't put WWE YouTube channel. I'll put it on A&E. It's a thing where it should be on TV rather than it be on WWE. Like I think WWE should hide it. The thing where it's like it's not us behind it. Oh, A&E's paid us money to shoot this. Because now we're gonna go see. God forbid. If I watch this thing, I see it. We're going to see Cody and Roman Reigns talking backstage.
Yeah, Cody, Roman, and Rock are praying before the match.
What the fuck?
You know what? No, I don't think you're wrong. Yeah,
doing devotion.
I don't think you're wrong, but I think I'm just at a point where it's like I don't care. This is where the industry, like everyone's is doing behind the scenes of.
That's your question.
What?
We're both Kendrick fans. If you now saw a post that came out by DJ Head or Elliot Wilson or Academic saying, Kendrick, Kendrick spoke to Drake the night before he released Not Like Us and said, yo, man, it's a slap, hit it.
No, but that's
How would you feel about that?
real.
But that's real though, because
That's real.
And wrestling is different. You have to remember. You have to remember. This like everybody within AEW, they're all moving in the same direction. Like they're all doing this as a team together. Like so, for me, I definitely get where Mex is coming from. For me, I don't see it that way because I look at it more like, okay, cool. Will knows the trajectory where he feels that Swerve's championship reign can go. And in order for that to happen...
He has to bite the bullet.
Yeah, he just has to bite the bullet. I don't feel like they were even meant to have a feud this year.
No, they weren't.
I look at it more like, you know what? People keep harping on about, Will is going to win out All In. That's never been the plan. So, you know what? Just so we can both get this out of the way. And I feel like it's more indicative of Will to kind of show that, you know what? I'm a locker room leader.
I'm a team player.
I'm a team player. Just to be able to get you ahead, you give me my first loss.
Because which is important as well. Sorry, quickly. It's important as well because you've got people like Miro that don't want to lose to anybody.
Yeah.
And
it just shows that, you know what, this is someone that can be trusted. This is a team player. This is someone that, you know what, for the greater good of the company, for the greater good of where we're trying to take this company and where we want this championship reign to go, we need someone to lose. And this is not the first time Will's done this.
Yeah.
The cage match in New Japan that they had, that I think was his last New Japan match.
Yeah,
United Empire were meant to win, but he said no. I want Jay to get the pin.
Because how many times have you heard in wrestling that doesn't work for me, brother? And the thing is, we all know that Will's got the keys to the land. How many times, even in AEW, we've, like you said with Miro, we've seen guys where it's just like, yo, this guy doesn't want to take a pin. This guy doesn't want to take a pin. If Will went up to Tony, and was like, you know what, I want that belt.
Tony would have given it to him day one.
What? Like that.
Tony would have said Samoa Joe.
That's also dangerous, right?
But
Tony was a Samoa Joe.
But the fact that Will's like, do you know what? Yeah, at the end of the day, a rising tide raises all ships. If Swerve is on the run right now, let him cook. My time is coming. I know my time's coming, and let's have Swerve do what he does. I've got my international title here. I'm me. I know I can get over. Swerve is over. Swerve got over, because we have to remember as well, even though Will's come in, Swerve was him.
Yeah.
When we think about the Hangman feud and all that stuff, Swerve was him.
From All In last year, all the way through the Hangman feud, even through his C2 run, to then his smoke, bro,
he's
Swerve
him.
Run.
So maybe more so from myself anyway, I can only speak for myself. Like you were saying, Del, maybe the issue is that it was too soon afterwards. Maybe this is something that should have been kept for a couple of years later, that, you know, behind the scenes, or like you said, for a Chris Van Vliet interview or something like that. Then you can kind of speak on it, as opposed to it just to come out like days after.
I just think we've opened the box in wrestling media where everything is game now. Like, unfortunately, it's just the state of where we're in. Like, for me, kayfabe is dead. Obviously, there's ways as a company you can protect it. I'm not saying by all means tell everything, but I just think we're in an era right now of wrestling where us as fans, we know way too much, and we're going to continue to know way too much.
Do you think then it may have been done just to show like some locker room unity in AEW?
Yeah, I think so. And I think
as in come out in the public for that reason, which would mean
I think us as wrestling fans have been soured too much to too many examples of, like NK said, it's not going to work for me, or someone refusing to do a job. Yeah. The fact that someone has, again, Will has loads of plans coming for him in the future. The fact that he's put himself and said, you know what, I've got an international title. I'm meant to be having these feuds, but just for the sake of company morale and just to show people that, listen, you can actually lose in a higher profile match and still be fine. I feel like maybe moving forward, we're probably going to see more of this in the future. I don't think we should. I feel like it is a good example, but at the same time, I do get where people will say, like, I don't want to see this now because it just looks like charity. And people are right within their minds to believe that.
I mean, I'll go as far and say it could even just be the way that tweet was, literally the sentence structure of that tweet. The way it read just stank. Like, you've done me a favor.
A lot of people come there, because I went on the because obviously whenever I see a tweet like that, I go down to the comments and I'll go look at the quote tweets, and I saw like people like Kazim even complaining about the title and saying, why did this need to come out? after this match.
That's it.
So it's like,
it might just be a timing thing. Like I said, I think it's definitely too soon after the match has happened.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just the way the tweet was kind of just put together. You know,
I think maybe if they'd said, Will Ospreay had offered to do the feud, offered to do this feud, just like I think that would have probably been better wording than saying, Will Ospreay wanted to leave.
It was Will's idea.
It was Will's ideas to
help Swerve.
Like if it was just more so.
I think then maybe that's on because obviously Sean's the one who put out the tweet, right? And obviously like people react negatively, and then Sean was like, like this is a positive story, rare tear. So it could be a thing maybe of like people like it was read a certain way.
Yeah,
you know
I think that's what it means.
I think it was read a certain way.
Yeah.
What's up, people? You're watching a clip from the WRESTHINGS podcast. Make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review. By the Mandem, for the Mandem.